Hello, everyone. This is Ross from Retro Dream Beam. I'm an eBay seller full time. I've been doing this with my fiance Netta for more than 3 years now. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. So we were on like a really crazy low streak where like offers we were only able to send like 5 to 17 per day. We were just getting very little traction on eBay at all, which was super unusual. Like, just to give you an idea, we normally are able to send like 60 to 100 offers per day. So over yesterday, at some point, I didn't know that this happened, and then it happened to turn off. We had a 20% sale on most of our items, like most of them between, I think, like $9 and 700. So she turned off 20%. So basically everything of ours got more expensive, and then we started getting a bunch of sales coming in. So it's crazy, no joke. Do I recommend it for other people? I don't know. If you're part-time, want to experiment with pricing, go ahead. This was wild. We were able to finally, like, we saw, like, we're able to send offers, like 40 to 60 of them. Like I was talking about, stuff was coming in, people were sending offers, and we both have two like theories of what happened. Another thinks that people don't want to, they kind of want to feel good about not buying on sale. I guess that was like her thought process. I think she had a little bit more to it, but I'm just like regurgitating it from yesterday. And then my thought process was, I think we had like an actual like a bug or tech error, that we had all of her items on sale. We're just not like showing up for whatever reason. I don't know if it was on like the back end or eBay's end, because I remember when we started the sale, we do it for like a month. There was a brief moment where we turned it on and it just randomly shut off after like 4 or 6 hours. So then we ended up just reactivating it, and it was on. We saw it like on all of our listings, on the sale, like on the prices. It would do the cross off and say this is the new price. But I think something was causing our items to literally not be shown. So I think because she turned that off, maybe that particular sale thing that she has set up, we're gonna have to make a new one if we ever put back on the sale. She said she'll put back on the sale when like we start not getting sales again. But it was pretty crazy. So yes, we got a lot more sales by increasing our stuff by 20%. No joke. I know it's crazy. All right. First thing right here is Ahsoka Timo right here, Tano. This is going to be Star Wars Imperial Assault. These are going to be two of the cards. Star Wars Imperial Assault is a board game by Fantasy Flight Games where one person plays the Empire and they get to control the villains, and everyone else plays the rebels, and you go through scenarios, and there's also campaigns, so you get to upgrade your characters, and the Empire also gets to upgrade their abilities and stuff. So they have a bunch of character packs for this. There's like over like 70 expansions for this board game. People do pick them up and play with them. This character pack is not complete. Normally it comes with a couple more cards, some tokens, and then like the miniature. So this is just like the deployment card. So it has all the heroes like stats, and then this is some kind of other card. I haven't played this one. I played the fantasy version, Descent Journeys in the Dark. There you go. It's the fantasy version. So obviously they're gonna have some similar rules, but like some of the cards and stuff are gonna be slightly different. So yeah, just this card alone from the incomplete expansion, $15 plus shipping. Everything's gonna be plus shipping. To give you an idea, the complete expansion would be $125, and it's just a small little character pack. I guess it was super popular, maybe because of the TV show or something that came out. I think I'm not like a big Star Wars fan, so I'm not too sure why that part, or maybe that hero is just fun to play in board. All right, moving along, we have this, the Book of Shadows. This is going to be the player's guide for Mage the Ascension, some kind of like RPG book. I also see White Wolf Game Studios here. They do a lot of RPG stuff, so this kind of has like the, like the dark werewolf-ish punk, type of situations and stuff like that. So RPG book right here. This ended up going for $15. It has like a crease in the middle. I had to picture it. It should be fine. The rest of the book is good inside. People like to collect all sorts of RPG books, but it has like a cool cover. I know someone's going to read it and appreciate it. All right, moving along, we have this. It's going to be 66% complete. So it's just a bunch of horses. I just counted out by Eagle Game Miniatures right here. I always do pretty well with selling horses. I don't know if this goes to a particular board game or if someone's just going to paint up the horses for whatever military scene or game they're going to be using. So there's supposed to be a bunch of them. So this is just incomplete. I already have it baggied, so I can't show you guys. But like I said, it's not a complete thing. $10.99. Not too fancy, but we do pretty well with the miniatures. We've still been doing pretty well even with the low sales with miniatures. So people are always picking them up and painting them. All right, moving along, we have this board game expansion. This is going to be, oh my gods, this is going to be an expansion for, I forgot which game right here, for Longdale and Revolt. This is by Mayfair Games. I usually pick up their stuff because they're not around anymore. Actually, this one looks like it turned into their Lookout games or Lookout Spiel. This one's also half German, half English, so it has like both translations. English on the bottom, German on top. Someone said that they were getting this as a gift. I had to let them know that one of the cards is missing. That was in my listing, but I had a couple issues with people who have not been reading my titles, looking at my pictures, looking at my descriptions. So I'm now doing those like I feel like it's condescending, but I want to make sure. I'll be like, hey, I know you might have already read this, but I saw that you were giving this as a gift, just to let you know there's one of the 120 cards missing. Probably wouldn't be a big deal. I haven't played this game, but some cards, it would just be like their games can be played with a slightly different balance, but it depends on what type of card it is. It said it was like a building card, and there's like 35 building cards. So it's, like I said, it's probably maybe not a big deal if they're playing only a couple people and not the max number of players, but I haven't played the game, so that I can't speak more on it. $11.25 for that expansion. All right, next up, this is going to be King of Tokyo and King of New York. This is because the Cthulhu Monster expansion right here. Super cool game. I haven't talked about this one because I don't think I've sold anything. Maybe I sold King of New York, but that was before we were filming. This is going to be a variation of Yahtzee. That's pretty much what it is. Everyone gets to pick their monster. There's going to be a center spot for King of Tokyo. If you're a monster in the center spot, you'll start getting points. I think at a certain number of points, you win the game. Or if everyone also has hit points, so if you knock out everyone, you also win as well. And if you're in the center, and then you roll these dice that have like hearts to heal, but you can't heal when you're in the center. You have like these little claws or paws that do damage to people. If you're in the center, you hit everyone. If you're outside the center, you can hit the center person and then swap spots with them. That's how you get to be the King of Tokyo. And then there's also energy, which you use to purchase a bunch of cards. The cards give you power-ups. Sometimes they change the dice, damage to people, protect yourself. So this is just a character expansion. This is only missing the rules. There's a lot of expansion characters. There's some promo ones. Some of these can go for a lot. Some of them are just okay. This one without their little rule book, which is not a big deal. Everyone knows how to play this game. Ended up going for $10.87. All right, next up, I forgot to grab it, but it might be around the corner. I listed this thing yesterday. This is going to be some prehistoric miniatures, which I hadn't seen before. Where is it? Digging through the baggie. I thought it was right here. Is this it? Yeah, I think this is it. So let me... Here they are. Sorry, everyone. I'm coming back. All right. Prehistoric settlement miniatures right here. Can't really see it, but I needed to grab it anyways. It's a bunch of these... they're like squares with water as like the base, like these metal miniatures. And it's a bunch of cavemen like swimming. Some are like drowning. Other ones are like doing laps. Haven't really seen miniatures like that. So like scenic ones like that. So they were pretty cool. Sold within less than 12 hours. $20.24. I didn't see too many people have these particular prehistoric settlement Steve Barber model miniatures. So who knows if I undersold it. I'm super happy. Listed something, get a sale within 12 hours. It's pretty good. All right. Next up is going to be these hat miniatures, Waterloo French Line Infantry right here. These are going to be 1 out of 72 scale. Good. I was like double checking. So yeah, people will paint these up. I've been doing really good with the miniatures like Civil War, the Waterloo. We got the Napoleonics. We've done a little bit of Revolution. I think World War II stuff. A lot of that stuff sells. So people have been picking up and appreciating these miniatures, incomplete boxes, painted, not painted. These sold for $19.99. That's a new box. It was just open. So, all right, moving along. This was an interesting one. These are going to be 10 Star Wars Legion bases. These are like official ones you would buy in little packs. But I saw, so this is a miniature game by Fantasy Flight Games. They have a lot of Star Wars games. We saw the other one that I talked about earlier, the Imperial Assault. That's more of a board game. This is a miniature game where you paint up the miniatures. I don't think it was around for a long time, but I think people started appreciating it once it went out of stock or business or whatever. I'm not too sure about the history where it is today, but I saw a listing for 32 of these bases in the original packaging for $100. I'm like, that's kind of a lot. It's like, it wasn't sold, and I go into the solds. I saw like a pack that sold pretty quickly for $10 for the same 32. So I think I had 10 of these. I listed it for like 14, 13, or 15. Someone sent a $10 offer and I just took it. So maybe these were worth $3 a piece, like the 32 pack for 100, but I get bases and Star Wars Legion ones and all these kind of stuff all the time. So I'm happy with that. That was a really quick listing. All right. Also listed that. I think I listed that yesterday. I was doing some stuff live, and then I also did a bunch of listing, not live. I listed for like 10 hours yesterday. I did a bunch. My brain was melting. All right. Next up is going to be this. This is... let's see if I can say this right. Shenandoah Valley Cooking Recipes and Kitchen Lore. Oh, that's pretty cool. It's like an older book right here. I'm assuming it's going to have some cooking recipes. So yeah, this one we probably got at like some estate sale or something. We've done pretty well with books, unique ones. And then we'll grab cookbooks sometimes. All right, this is from 1966. So that's awesome. So this ended up going for $8. What a cool piece of history. All right. Next up is going to be a Hololive Vocaloid Relax Time like statue toy. This is going to be, I have to read it off because I don't know the characters. Nikomata Okayu. I think I said that right. I'm not too sure. So Vocaloids are going to be these like digital characters that a lot of people like. Probably, I don't know if Gen X likes them, but there's going to be millennials. There's going to be Gen Z. These are characters. They even do concerts that like fill up in different countries where they're just characters that are digital. They sing. Sometimes they're backed by, I think, real voices. Sometimes just like generated voices. But a lot of people love all of the characters and stuff. And I think Hololive is going to be like a certain maybe band or section of them. It's been a bit since I looked into the Hololive stuff. But yeah, this ended up going for $25.19. I get a bunch of those whenever like my anime friend gets bored of the ones he has and then he wants to buy new ones to appreciate on the shelf, and then he'll get new ones and then I buy the old ones. So the cycle continues. I have to see if he has any to sell anytime soon. All right. Next up, we have this, or last up right here. Like I said, these ones, it's hard to tell obviously from the camera to here, but these are well painted miniatures that are kind of like these 1 out of 72 scale ones. These are going to be a bunch of Napoleonic, like cavalry. So the horses are painted well. They all have different swords. I think it's just like swords and stuff, different uniforms. So I'm not sure like what armies they're from. So I got a bunch of these well painted ones, and I just put them all together in different lots. I try to match up the uniforms and stuff. So I have been slowly selling them. I do ask a little bit more for painted stuff because I know there's a lot of people who do not like painting. I know how to paint a little bit. Probably painted like 500 miniatures. It's a lot of fun, but it does take a lot of work. So I know people also pay other people to paint stuff. There were some like board game miniatures. One time I got that were painted and I listed them for like 25 bucks and they like instantly sold it. I was like, I should just start painting board game miniatures. I'm like, but it takes me too long. I'm a slow painter compared to some people can get stuff done in like 15 minutes. But yeah, people, more of these military miniatures. This one's from Napoleonics. So yeah, $24 for that. All right, that's everything. This is just, eBay's been so crazy for October. Literally increased our prices and sold more stuff. This is what a normal day, maybe slightly more than normal day feels like for us. But like I said, no advice to people. I'm just letting you guys know what we did on our end. Everyone sells different stuff and have different strategies and stuff. So I'm not just saying like, go ahead and raise your prices. I was just letting you know what we did. All right. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to help support us. Take a look at our links down below. Have a good one.